I'm Seamus. Thank you so much for coming.
You've got a great cause worth fighting for. I couldn't wait to get here. That said, I expected, well, more people?
So far, there's only the two of us.
But we're highly motivated.
Well, it's a start.
Some people I knew already were dear friends of mine, like little gray cells and just my stupid opinion.
Lots of interesting things. This is absolutely abominable, and the RCMP are really in the shit here, and they know it.
Hi, I'm not really sure what I'm doing here, but I think it's time that I needed to speak up.
The following program is brought to you in living color.
Something you watch on TV, horror movie, you shut it off, you go to bed. We can't shut this off. Every time we close our eyes, the horror movie turns on. So I know for myself, when I close my eyes, go try to go to bed, picture my parents being shot.
Trying to piece together a story that seems so unbelievable.
Let's have a look at this. I'm going to pause it periodically, and I'm going to try and not lose my shit because I was really angry. Really angry. I'm getting really pissed now. I'll preface this by saying I'm strongly urging all of the victims in this, the victims' families, to launch a class action lawsuit against the RCMP. And I would just love to have the RCMP under discovery. I have a lot of questions, and I'm sure a lawyer would too.
Mounted Police and their stories. Stories of their courage. Stories of their lives filled with hazard, romance, and adventure. The RCMP story this week, Gunslinger.
Oh my goodness, how many windows do I have open? Okay, so it's been a while. Is my microphone muted? Let me just, how do I even do this? Very rusty now, very rusty. Apologies. Okay, looks like. Just want to kind of get a acknowledgement that it's going okay. Is that possible? Okay, looks like smokes. Thank you. All right, so let's say hello to everybody I can here. Hope everybody had a great Christmas. I know some people are having tough times, so let's keep them all in our thoughts and prayers. Got to look out for each other. Lynn, Blue Nose, Uncle Blazer, Sad Mafioso, Strawberry Munchkin. Please don't be only 5 seconds. Okay, I'll try. Derp. Nikki Lewis, howdy. Mark Evans, how you doing? Everybody have a good Christmas? Good New Year? Pretty good. Socially distancing and all that good stuff. Let's see here. 5 hours long. I don't think you're going to get 5 hours. No, sorry about that. I'm going to try and do, because I have a lot of stuff. So I'm going to try and do shorter videos. But I like the live participation. Even though I'm hearing that some videos are missing again. Not very nice. Don't like people taking my videos down. 10 hours. Okay. Truth in all. We've got Believe in here. Hello, Linda. Carla, how's it going? Anyone give you underwear for Christmas? No. They should be giving us all underwear. Shouldn't they? Pioneer Driver. Hello. Sixth, the rapid test in beer. Okay. Don't drink anymore. Thank goodness for that. Lisa Dean. Hello. GTO Mama. Is that after the car? I'm presuming. RD. Oh, yes. Nova's gotten a little bigger. But she's still pretty tiny. I think I took her to the vet the other day and she was 5.3 pounds. Much smaller than my last min pin. But she's good fun. Totally different personalities they have, eh? And I've never had a girl dog before, so let's do. My eyes are going. I'm sorry. We've got Lynn. KL. How's it going? Then you research the hidden information and you see what you can find out. That's so true, Linda. Okay. Almost caught up, I think, here. Oh no. Oops. Oh, something just happened. I got hit with a bunch of messages. Okay, Countryside, hello. Smokes are check. Gosh, I hope my microphone isn't muted. I always have Smokes. I just go to the store and I ask them for, I forget which kind of Smokes it is. I know it comes in a brown pack, I think. That always pisses them off. Tara's in the house. Hello, Tara, our good friend Tara. How was everybody's Christmas? We don't have the Ultra MK. Is that a type of cigarette? Or is it the MK Ultra? MLK Ultra. Okay. It's going great. Yes, I missed you all too. Is this real life? Says Emily. Is it? I can't answer that. Perhaps we're in a matrix. Perhaps we're in a program that's broken down. It's definitely something happening. Has been for years. Glad you got a hug to hug your nanny. Yes, that's good. It's good to everybody. Hopefully, is getting to see their family and stuff. Sally J. Hello, Sharon. Hello, Sharon. Hope I stick around. I haven't been gone. I just haven't been doing videos. My hair is long. This hair has been growing for 6 years, and it's all I've got. I feel like I got gypped. I don't go and get it cut other than just ends. Todd, what's happening? Richard Oliver. The Green Heart. I got a St. Pat's jersey on. Anybody remember the St. Pat's? Well, that's a long time before my time, but Christine Walker, just say up yours. Got together with unvaccinated family. How's it going, just say? Good to see you. Good to see you. Jumbo Slice. Okay, I'm really far behind in messages. I'm sorry. I'm missing people. Hermit's in here. And we've got Will. KL. Hair looks great. Oh. I don't know. I just grow it. That's all I do. It's a stupid story behind it. I woke up one day and then something said grow hair. I don't know what that means. Now, are we all good? We're all caught up? People got to see family? 33 million. Yep. Oh, yeah. It's going to start coming out. One of these days, maybe I'll have to play some videos I made February, March 2020. Seems like there's a lot of things in there coming out now. I suspect some more to come. I did see a comment also on, Snippy, the casualty thing, whatever they want to call that. Definitely not an inquiry. We've been through that before. All the legal outs that they've built in. I have a prediction. It will not start on time. That's my prediction. Brain. How's lockdown, Bartown? Mosh Pit 70. Hello. White Lightning. Okay. Now, observation. How do I do this here? Why don't we start with this? Okay, there's the link. I'll do like this. Okay, so those of you remember back November 24th, 2020, lots of information media doesn't like to share. Kind of sits on things. This video. So there was a couple things I took note of early on. There's actually a lot, but let's just deal with one. So if we go to approximately the 32, 39 mark, I can't really line it up well. Let's do this. Okay, so it's muted. Don't worry about that. Here. They flash this up for you, and they talk about knowledge of the car and whatever else. And it kind of just plays through. It's quick. They kind of zoom. They do a few other things. But if you slow it down, right? I'm always a big person on slow things down, have a look at them, research them. You'll find things often that, and I mean, that's the extent of it, right? It's vast. This negative image, I think it's called. Isn't that what it's called? Often you'll find things. Let's go back to Clinton, right? 1, 2, 3, 4.0. And when pointed out, well, CBC liked to change the aspect on it. Now, Let's go back to the first one that that was in that video. How do I do this here? Oh no, did I open the wrong one? Of course. Of course I did. Excuse me. Pardon me. No, I don't want that one. Why is this not? I've been having difficulties with this. What is going on here? Right. For some reason I don't have what I'm looking for. Of course, as always. Well, let's just do it straight out of the video. You have to give me a moment here to line it up. Okay. Sunday, April 19, 12:07, 56 seconds. Am I reading that correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't like to make mistakes. And of course, as always, please correct me if I'm wrong in the live chat. Bolo from Colchester, active shooter. This CPIC address, haven't researched the addresses yet. I think those would be rather interesting to go through, but Bolo from Colchester, active shooter incident in progress. SOC is a Gabriel Wortman. SOC is subject of complaint. If I'm recalling this correctly, I did run this by a couple of people involved with the said organization. The incident is in Portapique area of Colchester County. SOC is believed to be armed and is arrestable for the incident in progress. SOC is thought to be very familiar with firearms and should be considered armed and dangerous. Interesting note to say, to me, I find this interesting. I'm just making notes that they're believed to be very familiar with firearms. 8 minutes after. Okay, so good. At least I got some clarification. Eastern Standard Time. So, aha! Thank you. Excellent observation. Thank you. Oh, dear's in here. Great. Terry. Okay, so at 11:07, we have this information coming out. Let's continue. Very familiar. Thought to be very familiar and considered armed and dangerous. SOC is associated with two vehicles, a white 2015 Mercedes C300, and it's covered up here, Nova Scotia plate, blank, and an old white police car, may be burned at the scene. So it's 11:07. SOC is also associated to a big blank who is not currently a count. So they crop these things, right? So you can't really see them. But we do have the mention already of Gabriel Wortman by this point in time. So if we go by the records, I mean, we can take the 911 calls for what they are. And also we have the incident with one victim who survived. But we have somebody here who's unnamed. Now, of course, this could be Lisa, right? But let's continue forward. Okay, actually, I'm going to bring up the picture because it'll help me a little bit better. Very familiar 2015 Mercedes and an old white police car. CBC kind of goes on the point about the old white police car. But I find that there's other things in here far more interesting. Now, let's fast forward. 6:07. Is that right? 6:07? Eastern Standard Time. Oh, my apologies. And that's going to be 8:07. Is that right? Time is this? $6:07. Okay, thank you. Okay, and we have Griffin saying that the house was burning down. But again, do we have confirmation? The house could just be burning. That was what was reported, correct? There's a house burning. Actually, the first thing to be reported was the warehouse burning, interestingly enough, which then later became the house. Because the first thing they noticed was the warehouse. Then later it was the house. Okay, but we don't know that he was alive or dead or died in the fire. The children were still in the basement. And Lisa was still at large. Is that correct? Okay, so now blank, arrestable for homicide and is armed and dangerous. Very familiar with firearms. So we have confirmation that this person is very familiar with firearms, but we already know from the previous email who the SOC is, Gabriel Wortman. And we also have this introduction of the blank in the earlier email, not listed. So who's this blank? Update from Risk Manager. SOC is potentially using fully marked Ford Taurus car number. I find that interesting. Again, the wording could be anywhere in the province. Last information given, SOC loading firearms into the vehicle. Who observed that? And at what time? He is associated. This part is also very vital, I think. He is associated to and registered in his name 2007 black Jeep Wrangler with the Nova Scotia license plate redacted, 2017 F-150 redacted plate, as well as the 2015 Mercedes C300 Nova Scotia plate blank pointer vehicle. Pointer vehicle. So what is a pointer vehicle? I didn't know what a pointer vehicle was. It doesn't have the other part in here. I have to put that in there. Sorry. What is a pointer vehicle? Well, let's have a look. Pointer vehicle. Does anybody know what a pointer vehicle is? Am I boring anybody here? Anybody have thoughts on this? I heard it tonight. I know what they mean. They say the vehicle is a pointer. Also, what's the difference between vehicular repeat and motor? Okay. I hear the odd pointer person, pointer vehicle reply as well. Piqued my curiosity. Usually has to do with a stolen vehicle. Again, these are just people's replies. Or a vehicle that's being watched or observed. I've also heard pointer when someone has reported their passport and or ID stolen. Vehicular repeat, okay. A pointer vehicle is a link from a vehicle used as a placeholder to a person of interest, often a vehicle associated with an individual, not necessarily the owner, in police record systems. Interesting. Okay. Let's see if we have some other references. We know what you drove last night. Forces license plate scanning system blasted by BC Privacy Commissioner. You're stealing my stuff, my thunder. And this is about the Victoria Police Department and the RCMP. This category is a category of a other pointer vehicle, in quotation marks, detailed in an appendices that includes a wide variety of circumstances, some of which appear to have little to do with law enforcement. These people who a court has given legal custody to a child, person considered risk of committing suicide. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so it could be that. Suicide, custody. Well, we don't have a custody issue, do we? Well, let's just go over here. Now, this is about CPIC testing, flashcards. Let's go with pointer. Associated with a pointer person, FIP, firearms persons. Okay, we got this SIP here. Special interest to police. Okay, interesting. Pointer vehicle, crime vehicle, vehicle responses, stolen, abandoned, lost, stolen plays, surveillance vehicle. Appendices A, Privacy Commissioner. Pointer vehicle. Components of the other pointer vehicle category are accused person, a person whom legal proceedings have commenced. Court action, a person who has legal custody of a child, specified in an order of the court. Don't believe Lisa has any children. A person or Gabe, a person against whom proceedings have commenced, who has been released pursuant to a suspended sentence, conditional sentence, probation, peace bond, or other interim measure, is a person who a case has resolved by alternative measures under the Criminal Code or the Youth Criminal Justice Act. I don't think that applies. Is a person who has been found not guilty by reason that they were not criminally responsible on the account of mental disorder. Firearms interest police. When I was talking this over with certain individuals, they mentioned the FIP tie to this. A person who has been involved in an incident as described in the Firearms Act. Missing person. Parolee. Prohibition person, a person whom order of prohibition is in effect in regard to liquor, firearms, vehicle driving, boat operation, hunting, other court or statute imposed prohibition. Haven't heard anything about that. Refused person who has been refused a firearms license or certificate pursuant to criminal code. Now, if we're going by what the RCMP tells us and all information available thus far publicly, there is Gabriel didn't have a PAL, or some people know as FAC. Excuse me. Lisa, on the other hand, has never been identified whether she did or did not. However, she did not get charged with illegally purchasing ammunition, just transferring ammunition. It says if she purchased ammunition, she didn't do so illegally, which means she has a PAL. Okay. Special interest police, person who is known to be dangerous to police, himself, herself, or other persons, has threatened attempted suicide in and out of police custody, foreign fugitive, but no warrant is available, or the fugitive is not arrestable in Canada, be a danger of family violence. That's possible. Be involved in or committing criminal offenses, be overdue on weekend or day pass from federal penitentiary, be high risk of future violent conduct, have been absolutely discharged by review board, having been the non-criminal by mental defect. Known associate, the next of kin, or known associates of the subject of primary CPIC record. Interesting. This secondary pointer person, the secondary category, is used to record data of a person linked to a primary record, i.e. person, property, vehicle. This is considered to be used as point of primary interest. Surveillance person, a person suspected of committing criminal offenses, a person involved in serious criminal investigation, and information regarding his or her whereabouts is required. Persons are recorded in this category so that their movements will be monitored not only by the originating agency, but also by any agency making query on the record. The agency making the query must inform the originating agency of the circumstances involving the person. Interesting. Let's go to the RCMP codes, the 10 signals. We go down here. 1042, person's vehicle in the SIP category, bracket, observation. Now, if we go back to that picture, Lisa Banfield's Mercedes is at their home in 193 Portland Street. And if you go through the warrants, Lisa talks about how the Mercedes is her car. I believe Leon refers to the Mercedes as her car. I believe other people's witness statements refer to the Mercedes as her car. Why is the C300 the pointer vehicle? What's significant about the C300? We have Wortman's F-150. We have Wortman's black Jeep Wrangler. They're identifying these, but they choose to identify the C300, as in Lisa Banfield's driven car, as the pointer vehicle. No? Does that not strike anybody's odd? Now, okay, oops. I have to, because it only flashes by for a second. How do I change the speed here? Playback speed. Okay, do that. So we already have him identified very, very early on. And yet there's somebody else who's unaccounted for, who then later wanted for homicide. Oh, balls. I went by it here. Did I miss it again? I don't think so. I thought I had the picture lined up, but screen captured none, but I guess I don't. It's thought to be very familiar with firearms. How would you know that? Okay. Now, vehicle photo to be coming when available. He is associated to and registered in his name, 2000, okay, continuing, sorry. Also associated to Berkshire Broman, possibly his business. They pulled info very quickly. Not plated are a 2017 white Ford Taurus, 2009 white Scion, which I know has come up in the Discord. Very good eyes. I believe that was, of course, oh dear. SOC has been added to CPIC in the SIP category, along with the Pointer vehicle. Was the Mercedes under surveillance for quite some time? If so, that would mean the primary driver, according to everybody, including the driver, not the owner, was Lisa. Why were they observing Lisa? We know that one officer always responded to Portapic on numerous occasions. There was a second one, too, out of Halifax. Interesting that there is only one officer who would always respond. I'm smelling something. Are you smelling something? Gabe probably used it. Again, there's no record that Gabe ever used this car. There is lots of record of somebody else using the car. Somebody who is majorly hidden from the picture. Where's the Scion? No mention of the Scion. I would say, sad, you're probably right. Yes. So I just want to get your feel for the variety of those things. The SIP category, again, is special interest person. Okay, so what really has been going on? We do know the following things. They have paid tens, and I would say that's being extraordinarily conservative. I would say hundreds, and I'm not using hyperbole, of millions of dollars to obfuscate from the truth. There is a very concerted effort, and those of involved in the investigation on a serious level know that. You know how much shenanigans are going on in the background. Remember, I always said the war room down in Ottawa. That's been running full tilt and watching everything people do, messing with things, computers and emails. My girlfriend was telling me she got an email this morning I sent to her yesterday. And I'm like, she said, well, thanks for the email. I said, this morning. I'm like, I didn't send you an email. But I said, you know what? It's very good that you got it, because some people don't. Why? For a dead man? Why do you have to have a, quote, commission with all kinds of legal outs? Why does a person who does appellate work in very serious conviction cases come in and defend a $50 summary conviction, possible summary conviction? In fact, it might not even be $50. Sorry, you shouldn't do that. Case, what does that matter? That lawyer, I find, pops up quite a bit in other things. Not making any accusations, just interesting to note. They seem to be involved in a few cases in Nova Scotia. Nosy Scotian, how's it going? Associate says, to say up yours, almost like Lisa's car. Hello, curls and twirls of hateful slurs. Almost like Lisa's car was driving around, shooty shooty, bang bang, perhaps with her brother. I don't know. I'm not making any accusations, just observation. What news, says East Coast. Richard Oliver says, and by that mean, okay, well, I guess I have to back up. If Lisa was an informant operative in Wortman's trafficking, it would make sense why they're pushing her story so hard. If it is even her story. But he's dead. He's dead, right? I'll finish your point, Richard. And by that, I mean how tangled the web is the RCs might be in a position. But if the person that she was going to be informing on is dead, if that were the case, then why would it matter? Why would any of this matter? They're gone. Yes, okay. Blue Nose brings up something. And I was going to do that in a separate video. All right, let's see what else we've got here. The new owners are developers. They know that he was shooting good at firearms because of being shooting buddies with him. Well, again, very interesting words. Is believed to be, so early on, very familiar with firearms. And who is the unstated person? RCMP member Parton Onslow. COINTELPRO. COINTELPRO. Carpenter? Could it be the Carpenter? Don't know. Who is the Carpenter? We have a few people, I believe, that were cautioned at least two, I think, that were cautioned in respect to homicide that were still alive. Lisa's bar. Interesting. Yeah. Again, I don't want to point fingers, but definitely the introduction of Vardy, subsequent charges. I'm going to bring a couple more pieces into this in another video that raise a lot of questions. Issuing a ticket is for speeding, Portapique Beach Road. Probably the first speeding ticket ever issued on that road. Yes, I was in fact running through this with a member, and dead end road, gravel road in the middle of winter. No. Taking a photograph of a license? No. Most definitely hundreds of millions. Yes. And that's not, I know a lot of people like exaggeration and things. I just generally speak true. There is a lot of money behind this and a lot of complicity, I would say, in covering things up outside of, which a lot of people, I think, can see that there are certain institutions now have foreknowledge of things. Just kind of push narratives. Maybe Lisa showed up at Leon's with no clothing because it was bloody and covered with soot from fires. That's been suggested. Hello, Nova Scotia 44. You cannot speed down there, says Tara. It was also kind of out of his way in terms of shift change. 6 ways to become a SIP person: corruption, financial crime, trafficking, organized crime, terror, tax crime, says Jumbo. Yeah, there's a post from the RCMP website, funnily enough, on some of this. I didn't bring that up. Definitely no hiding in the woods. Well, that's kind of, most people can, that was why we had the introduction, I believe, further along in the warrant process, because pretty quickly people were like, no, that just won't work. You're going to be really cold outside. All those videos early on, very good stuff in there. Visited a while back, definitely no hiding in the woods. Mariana Trench, deep in corruption. Wasn't issued ticket the same day incident. Yes, Alex. Was that February 14th? Ran in Frank magazine. Interesting. Then gets a ticket later in the day on a gravel road from the same person who visits him frequently, who has a picture of his license. Interesting. Was Gabe FBI? They usually use FBI to create new laws. I don't even know if there's a posted speed limit, but usually I think, isn't that part of traffic law? You can assume that it's 50 or something. He was a part of something? What's to say she wasn't? Has anybody seen her? Anybody heard anything from her? She stayed out of everything. And I would say, good money. You will never see her. Ever. I don't even think anything's going to happen. Privacy. They built that in the quote commission. Commission is, I went through that. Those of you who can tolerate long videos. But I think I did a video just about the commission on that one. Just about the outs that were built in on the commission. Not the inquiry. Not inquiry. Never was. Review, which then a few days later just evolved into a sham inquiry. And if the truth ever comes to light about how much of a sham it is, it's going to be brutal. Is he really dead? Who knows? I'm not going to say something, I'm not farming conspiracy, but you have to go with what do we really know? And sadly, we do know a lot of things in terms of the fact of ever evolving details, narratives which seem to be built, but predicated on hearsay. Lots of weird things happen. If Perp is dead, why all the secrecy? Again, I don't know. Trafficking? Money, says Richard. Carla. If Gabriel Wortman is actually dead, lay it all out. Well, I don't think I can, but I can. I'm going to throw a few new things in the next little bit. No cuffs, use shoelaces. Well, I'm not going to comment on the shoelaces. I'll just leave that one alone. Why was Griffin rescued before the kids? Good question. Why did they go down the wrong road first? I'll have to bring up some of my files, and then you can see what date they were done that I haven't necessarily shown yet. I can't believe that it's people. Gabriel Wortman isn't dead. Like what? Don't you know if you missed the message saying it would be 1:07 a.m.? Okay, well, 1:07 a.m. still. How would they know familiarity with firearms? Who is the person that's not identified? Why is there a pointer vehicle for something that's... And again, if it's the pointer vehicle, here's another point to that, is that we are under multiple understandings that Lisa and Gabriel spent a significant amount of time apart. Right? So would you want to observe somebody's vehicle that doesn't really spend time with the person that's under observation? And why wouldn't you put their vehicle under observation? If Wortman was closely involved, it's a grab money situation, get out of the country. We don't have proof he was there. Kage says Snippy. I don't know. I mean, it's quite a lengthy name. And so if we're going by that, again, then what time was this issued at? 8:07. So they already have Lisa. So who's this person? The same length, right, as the other one? Lengthy. It's not Lisa because they already have Lisa. So who is it? And they state it pretty clearly, arrestable for homicide and is armed and dangerous. Very familiar with firearms. Just like the previously identified SOC, Wortman. Carpenter, good thought. Wortman is dead. I agree. Okay. Anyway, I don't want to belabor this one. But I just wanted to bring that to your guys' attention. SIP the fact that he was identified and there was this other mystery person in there, believed to be very familiar, or thought to be very familiar with firearms. There's some good comments, but I'm not going to read them aloud. Always worth reading comments. Hello, Mark. And before I sign off here on this one, I would say this, and when I was talking with somebody within the RCMP, they said, which of course makes sense, and you know, I don't know, I think it was a mutually agreed point, I'm not sure. The truth usually, funnily enough, is always at the beginning. Start with what the fresh stuff, the beginning stuff, because there's going to be some interesting things there. Lisa Croteau got the boot early on. What did she say? Is there a time that she said? Any leads to the unknown body? I don't know anything about the unknown body. It was midnight when they went to Nathan Staples. Why did they go to Nathan Staples? That was always a good question early on. Because he had a car in his yard? That makes sense. Those of you who have cars in your yard, be wary. You could have an ERT team respond in the middle of the night. You better not sign off now. It's been months. Oh, come on. You guys get enough of me. Okay. Hit list, he told, which then the hit list that it doesn't exist, hit list, to which there was somebody on there who was quite involved with this, all and previous things. Okay. So, an hour long, not very long, just some points. Please correct me if I'm wrong, because I obviously need help, and I appreciate all the help that you guys get. Thanks ever so much to all of you, to the Discord, the Nova Scotia. I'm not supposed to say that word on there. They censor things, you know. If you say certain words, they bury it. I think I'm on the bury. I'm actually not. I think I was on the bury list years ago. Good to see you again, says Mosh Pit. Thank you. Thanks for critical thinking exercise. Best of luck in solving this crime. You know, alphabet agencies won't. Alphabet agencies. I wanted to also go into some other cases at some point, but that's later down the line because of some. I wanted to. Gregson has come back up in the news, and I did a story about that quite some time back, and kind of wanted to go through that a little bit more. Anyway, there was a couple more. Actually, I've got quite a raft of RCMP cases to go through. But it's the point is that there's so much more to all of this. And these are the people that we pay to protect us. Protect us from the truth? Protect us from what? And the families aren't getting answers. And if we're all really being quite candid with ourselves about it. We know that the commission is dirty, I would say, and let's put it this way. I need to be careful because I don't want to be liable. There's a lot of connections that make it the perception, right, which is not good. You should have clean people on there. It should be a commission. If it was really done well, it should be a royal inquest down in Ottawa. Everything should be forthcoming. There's no need to have all these things going on in the background. Anyway, all right, Glenn B, hello. So do hope that you all are doing well. I am still around, I assure you. I have been working away at this. It's just that it's all strategy, watching what everybody does, who does what, all kinds of tell. It's just like poker and chess. All right, good to see you all. Take good care. Please correct me again in the comments if I'm wrong about anything. Thank you for correcting me on the time. I'm not sure why I got that, but still, even that in of itself raises more questions. Have a great day.